Good morning, soon to be afternoon. Apologies for the lack of uniform today. It's been one of those mornings. I was torn between dashing upstairs to get changed and being on time, and not dashing upstairs and being late. Don't really like being late. So there you go. Just there's the explanation for why you have got the non-conforming LLT uniform this morning. But I do have a tea towel. I do have an iconic movement snacking tea towel. So could you grab one? Doesn't have to be one of these. If I do a bit of product placement there like that, so you can see, still available to purchase. Or you can just get something reliably tuggable. Because I've got a movement montage for you to deploy to you fairly promptly, and I think it's quite a nice flowy one. I think it's got undertones of the 4 p.m. on it, kind of a bit of a flow and flare going on with this movement montage. So the next time you're stood in the kitchen with a tea towel, or maybe stood in the bathroom with a small towel, preferably with your clothes on, not just when you've got out of the shower because it'd be a bit chilly. You might want to crowbar in a few of these extra moves: bit of tug, bit of grip, bit of functional reach, high, low. Got some trunk rotation in there. Yeah, let's not movement snack naked. No. That's something else, and it's not movement snacking. It's a midday Bex, Andy. It is. You've only come in to cause trouble, Andrew. I know what you're like. Shopping done, left hubby putting, there we go. Leave him to put it away, dealing with a J, get him to put it away. Tea towels, yes, no ironing will take place during this movement snack. I know we have ironing fans in the mix. I'm not one of them. I have a fairly good excuse, I think. I like to think I have a good excuse for why I have an aversion to ironing. No ironing being done. You can come in then, Ken, if that's the case. You can come on in. Ironing fans are welcome. Just don't preach at me about the values of ironing. You don't have a branded tea towel, Andrew. Oh, you can still take part. You can still be an active participant in this movement snack. Someone's not happy. I don't know if your thumb slipped or I've upset someone who's an ironing fan. I don't know which. And it's hard to tell with these floating emojis. Rebecca, you've got yours. I hope that's your tea towel and not your iron. Ironers are not excluded. Come on, we're fully inclusive here. And what do I care if you love ironing? Anyway, I think I might be over-functioning a bit. I've got my head in the task and thought, oh my goodness, there's a movement snack to be done. And as I mentioned this morning, the 8 a.m, first thing in the morning, there's a definite switch, a filter to mouth switch that I have to get going. But then in the noondays and the 4 p.ms, if my head's in a task and I leave it just a little bit too long to get in the movement snacking zone, you get this. You get this for a preamble. Anyway, good. Kim, you can join my team. The team that doesn't iron anything. Yeah, I know. Was it you, Andrew? Did you send me a growly, angry one? There's another one. That's you, Andrew. Stop doing that. It unsettles me. Right, that's got to be a 5, 6, 7, 8. Surely. Carolyn, morning, soon to be afternoon. Right, it's a movement montage. So your clothes are like my hair, like unironed and messy, Doris. Is that what you're saying? Hey, if I said this was a preamble of insults, I would have put out a pre-message about that, and then you could have all planned your insults. But yours are pretty free-flowing, Doris, I think. Anyway, you don't need much planning for yours. Thank you. Right, come on. I guess this is what you get after nearly 2 years of this. Right, it's a montage. It's a fairly swifty one, so I'll build it up. Buttercup. and then it will be a glorious montage in its entirety for you to crowbar into your day. 5, 6, 7, 8. Bex Townley from Later Life Training, minus an LLT t-shirt today. Oh my goodness! But I have got a tea towel to make up for it. What are you saying, Andrew Scott? I'm ignoring you. Right. Tea towel to the side for now. Circ boost to start. Sit or stand options. Where would you like to be? Standing up taller and freely, weight even across both feet, a little bit of knee suspension on there. Where would you like your external support? Get going on a standing circ boost, or go for a wandering circ boost if you like. Start steady, stay steady, keep it rhythmical and comfortable. Use external supports in positions that are going to be right for you. Involve as much of the foot and ankles as you can, especially in the noonday, because we've got some stepping action going on today. We'll be mixing up some upper limb and some lower limb, so you need to get your coordinated heads on as well. As and when you're ready, start to bring in upper limbs either all together or parking up down the bottom end. Extra shoulder, extra lift. If you've all been a bit droopy and flexed and working over workstations and surfaces this morning, think upright and extendable. Keep going on your standings. Here's your seated prompts if you'd like. Bit of a sideways view so you can see what's going on. Into active sits. Maybe a bit of a check that your weight is even across your buttocks and. Do you? We're not going to be dancing. Do you want to hip walk forward, buttocks just past centre. Anchor feet if they're involved. Bring them back a little bit and then bring in the feet. Toe hinges, extra squeezes there. Go for the low lift. You might want some extra support in for that to support the trunk, or if comfortably doable with all moving parts, bring them all in together. You shouldn't be here, I say you shouldn't, ideally you're not hearing any stamp here because you're finding the whole of your feet. Not the hole in your feet, the whole of your feet. Or you might want to keep it as separates. Other options could be sideways. The first few moves of the montage today, in fact, most of them are trunk, shoulder blades, upper body. So plenty of movement, please, through extra squeezy backy elbows on the arms there. Come back if you went on a wandering circ boost, and that is your circulation boost done in preparation for this movement snack. Are you ready? Grab your tea towel. You may decide to be in stand. Now, if you're holding the tea towel, of course, with 2 hands on a reliable grip, fix up the feet. There are some stepping moves in here. That may mean you want to pause and rehearse the feet first and then bring it together when you want, or it might be that you want to start in a sit position. Where would you like to be? Right, ready? Handlebar grip on your tea towel here, remember this one, and on these ones we're looking for a firm wrist. Now it might be that holding the tea towel, a fatter tea towel, is more comfortable, so you might want to take a fold and then you might want to work it from there. So having a little bit more mass, a little bit more tea towel through your palms, through your palmage, might be comfortable. So you might be here or here, whichever is comfortable. Okay, in stand, we're going to go for a left and a right canoe action. Have a look, a little bit of bend in the knees, up tall here. So start small, there's your left and there's your right. And on that kind of action there, it's a reach forward and then a draw back there. So kind of there, comes through the centre. It can be as low as you like or as high as you like, and it's up to you how much resistance you apply to that. So you've got 2 hands here, so your top hand can resist the pull back there, and then you switch, the top hand resists the pull back there. It's the same in sits. Depending on the size of your chair, where the arms are, you might need to go a bit narrower and depending where the chair is, you might have scope to go on the outside of the chair there, or you may just want to come inside. It really depends. So either keep it close to the trunk or close to the side of the chair. Take a pause. And you'll feel that with those types of rhythmical movements, like the circ boost, you're going to get this light lift in heart rate also. But we're not doing loads and loads. Give the grip a bit of a release. Wherever there's a grip or tension or resistance involved, the let go and the ease off and the have a rest is as important as the squeeze and effort. Right, here we go. After the left and right row, this does all flow together for a glorious movement montage by the end. So we finish left and rights, and then we're going to go shoulder width on the hands again. Comfortable grip, not maximal, just enough. We're going to push away, extend away, and then pull in back to start. And all of these ranges of motion are as small and low or as big and bold as you would like them to be. So that's your away press. If I turn sideways here, you can see the arms are reaching away, the trunk remains upright. And again, there's a little bit of outward tug into the tea towel, so you get some extra activity through the shoulders. Right, let's put those two elements together for the movement montage here. So we're just adding extra movement to your day wherever you can. So we're going to take a left row and a right row, and then an outward row and back. That's how those two bits come together. All different ranges of motion that are already in your day somewhere. Now what did I have? Okay, following the outward row, with or without legs, we're going to anchor one hand and take a tug tug for 2, and then change to take a tug tug for 2. If you would like in stand and you don't need external support, you can take with that a tug tug and a double stamp. Or if you don't want the stamp, you can just take a step and a double tug, and a step and a double tug. And if you're in seated, you can do the same. You can do tug, 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 either with a stamp, 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 or a step and a double tug. Are you keeping up with the combinations? Okay, should we go back to the beginning and flow them all together? Row left, row right, row left, row right, row out and away, tug tug or just a step, tug tug or just a step, and down to take a pause. Right, looking at my notes. So after the double tug and the step, 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 from here you might want to go a little bit wider, so have a little bit of a release through the grip, and then we're going to take some back arm sliders. Slide, slide, and then we've got more action through the back arm there. And you've got a bit of friction there running through the tea towel. There, there. So it's a backward press, backward press. From there, an elbow bend, and then a push, and from here, a D-shaped change, there, D-shaped change, back to the centre, finishing with a low box, tea towel to shins, up to stand, end of. Right, did you get that last bit? Back to the beginning, I'll go slow time, not slow motion, just kind of half time to see how we go. See if I can get the order right. Row left, row right, away out and back. Ready for the stamps and the tugs. Anchor one at the hip, tug tug, extra grip required there. Change the anchor point, tug tug, stamp stamp, with or without the stamps if you prefer. Back to here, into slide, slide, extra back arm squeezy slide there, slide, slide. Keeping your handlebar grip, tucking the elbows in. We're going to take a lift and a push. And then out to the side, so you're creating a D shape. So here's the straight bit of the D. A little bit of an outward press there if you'd like. It can be as high or as low as you want, back to base. And when we get to here, it's a hip hinge, it's sliding the tea towel down the body, adding in a knee bend, functional bend, tea towel to shin, come up to stand, pause, end of movement montage. Just have a bit of pause, have a bit of a switch off. Going to go round again. I'll take one in seated so you can see the seated options. Remain in stand if you're happy. On the leggy ones, if you feel that you need some external support on that, then just take the tea towel in one hand and just take some extra support if you want to take those stamps. Ready? Back to the beginning. Here's your seated option. Decide where you want the grip. If you want extra fat tea towel, fold it in half. That might just make it more comfortable for the grip. So comfortable for you. Ready? So we have a left row and a right row, and then an outward row, and back to beginning. Anchor for tug, 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 tug. That could still come with a stamp in sit if you like. Back arm sliders. In seated you might feel a bit, it depends on the chair, so we're just swishing around. You might not be able to get that straight arm position that we do in stand, so just kind of consider that you're taking a bit of a shoulder move around here. Back to front, back to front, back to the front. Elbow bend up. Go for your push. There's your lift, lift, lift and extend. As high or as low as you're comfortable to do. Back to base, and then from sit we slide the tea towel, hip hinge, tea towel slider, lower level bend, back to base and pause. That's it, that's the whole thing. Do you want to do one more time in stand? Without looking at the music. Let's give it a whirl. Get your balance to begin with. Upright, here we go. A left and a right, and out and away. An anchor and a tug tug stamp into back arm sliders. There, trunk stays still. Back to the centre, elbow bend, elbows are tucked in. As if you're pushing up onto a high shelf. There's the push, as high or as low as you'd like. Having done the push, we're now going to work the other way into sliding knee bend for lower level reaching. That, folks, is your movement montage for today's noonday movement snack. How swift was that? Look at that, all those moves. We've got an up and a down, a side and a tug, a step and a stamp, all within a couple of minutes of a movement montage. Carolyn, I'm freezing. I bet you've got some terrible images of me with a frozen face. They're never very flattering. Next time you're stood in the kitchen with a tea towel, or next time you're stood in the bathroom with a small towel. Can't really be done with a flannel, I don't think. Just take your moving parts through some extra ranges of motion, crowbar, some extra tugs and movement. Keep everything moving. That's what it's all about. Right, that's it. Off you go, and I'll see you tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. Kels will be with you for the 4 p.m. in 4 hours from now. Bye for now, folks. See you later.